Hey, 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 welcome to Blessed and Beautiful. My name is Renee. If this is your first time here, I am so happy to have you here with us today because we're going to be talking about pastels. I hope that something that I say or do would make you want to become part of our Slady Squad. And while you're thinking about it, sit down on the front row with all the Sladies. Hi, Sladies. How you all doing? I hope you all have been slaying in everything that you do. Let's talk about pastels today. You can add that to your repertoire, your collection, your routines in the morning during spring. Yes, not that you can't wear pastels at any other time of the year, but this is the time. It's spring, and we love those pastel shades. Now, the reason why I decided to go ahead and do this video is because I was a little down and sad because I was sick and I missed Easter Sunday. I watched it on the live stream on YouTube. It's Manifested Glory Worship Center. Check it out. So I was kind of sad, and I had pulled this outfit together that had lavender and white and just like very spring, and I was like, I didn't wear it. So I had to tell myself it's still spring. You can still wear your outfit because guess what? Summer's not here till June like 21st or something like that. So we have, wow, another month and a week or so. So that's plenty of time to wear pastels. Now, the next thing I had to tell myself was don't go out there and buy a whole bunch of stuff. You have pastels. You have them. You have them. You can look in your collection and we're going to talk about what palettes we have that may already have pastels in them. You might have to pull two or three together to make an entire look, but there's no rule against doing that. So, hey, do what you got to do. So, if you want to talk about pastels, then stay tuned here on this channel. I will be right back because I need something to drink. All right, I'm back. Whew. Y'all know me. So I always need to have something next to me to sip on. I have lemonade. Yeah. All right. So today we're going to be talking about our pastel shades and pastels, just so that we're not, confused on what they are. Pastels are a very light shade of color. So, you know, let's look at this to give us an idea. This is the Surge palette by Blend Bunny Cosmetics. And I'm using this because it has a very good way of explaining what pastels are so that you can see it. Because I kind of feel like if I say the words, I'm going to mess it up. So, like I said, the pastels are a very light shade of color or a light hue, HUE. And so, oh gosh, you know what? What? What you need now? You want some water? Hold on one second. Okay. That's our resident dog Oreo. For those of you all who don't know, he's a Shih Tzu, black and white, and he loves to bark as soon as I get on YouTube. I don't know. When I'm preparing, he's sleeping. I'm gonna show you one day, laying over there, chilling. As soon as I say, "Hey, Sladies," here he comes. He's not a slave. He's a resident dog. Been trying to tell him that. Back to what I was saying. These hues appear. Those are the lightest of the color, and that is your pastel shades here. This is the same color, but in a mid-tone shade. These are the darkest of those. Well, not the darkest, but it represents these here in a darker tone. Then you have these look pastel to me. You have your pastel or mid-tone shimmers here. Like this is a pastel, this here. This is almost a pastel. And then down here, you have the neon shades. So this is what we're going to be looking for in our palettes, some lightest shades of color. Okay. Now, let's get started with the palettes. First, I'm going to start with what I'm wearing today. And I really did try to go pastel, but y'all know me. I always got to put something a little bit darker, a little bit more color in there. So, in my on my lid, I have a shimmer with a lot of lavender in it, And that is from the, I'm still here. That is from the Sugar Drizzle palette, which is the sequel. So this is the second palette from Sugar Drizzle. And I used this right here, which is like a lot of sparkly lavender, silvery types of color. Very sheer. See that? Ooh, pretty. Okay, so that's what I have in the middle. And then I used this Lilac You a Lot palette from Colourpop. And I used this shade here to do my transition. And then I used, that was the transition. And then a darker, like to just give it some depth, I used from, I'm sorry, I'm not even showing y'all. This is the Midnight palette. And I opened it and I was like, oh my gosh, here's some pastels right here. But I had already used my pastels. I used this one because it was a shade darker to go into my crease. So those are the 3 shades that I used to put this kind of pastel look together. But what I did for my lips is I went back to, if you were with me with my March Madness Lips and Lashes, this is one of the lip glosses that I got from NYX, and it is a lavender shade called Marshmallow. And so that's what's on my lips, and I really like this. This is so, so pretty. Alrighty. You alright, Oreo? Oh, you looking for snacks? Okay, so let's get started with some other pastel finding palettes. Let's look through it. So I looked through my Juvia's Place collection, and I found this one, which is the Violets by Juvia's. They did a lot of monochromatic palettes over the past 2 years. And then this one is the Sweet Pinks by Juvia's. So if you open this one up, you have this here. Do they have names? No. This one here, this shade here, and then this shade here in the middle are pastels. And then you can use these to deepen those up. Look at how pretty that lavender shade is. And this is the shimmer. I mean, you are going to get pastel right there. Then in the Sweet Pinks, a lot of these shades are pastel. So we have this one here. This one here is pastel. Now these go into your mid-tone, but I believe this one was a little, just a little light. Almost into the mid-tone, but you know, it helps you to deepen up that crease if you would like, or your outer corner. Go ahead, jump, go up, go ahead. Now, I was really surprised with this palette right here. This is the Magic Mini by Juvia's, and when I opened this up, I was just floored. I had never seen so many pastel shades from Juvia's. So you have this pink here, this light shade of blue. Then there's, what is this? This is Yara down here is kind of a pastel. This definitely is pastel right here. Umoja, and was that it? Yeah, and then they had like this light yellow. So I was like, wow, those are some beautiful pastel shades that I have never really seen from, oh, I put the wrong one. That was Zuba. So this one is the light pink. I did the darker one. There you go. That's the light pink, and this is the light blue shade. And you already have these deeper tones here to give your pastel look some depth. So that's from the Juvia's. Now, this is not saying that these are the only ones. This is just what I found in my collection. There are several others that I can think of that have some pastel shades in them. All right. From Hershey Kisses, remember I got this around Valentine's Day or some time after that, not sure, but these are the Hershey Kisses palettes that they had, and I have three of them, but this is the one that I found the most significant amount of pastel shades, and these have no names, but this one here, this blue here, and that blue, all nice pastel shades. Moving on. See, I've already shown about what, four palettes. Somebody has these that you can pull your pastels out. All right. Violet Voss has this palette called Coral Crush. Coral Crush, and inside coral is like a pastel shade of orange. And so I do see that right here. Let me swatch that for you. So this one actually is called Coral Crush. Very light shade of orange, or like a pinky orange shade. Very, very pretty. And then throughout the rest of the palette, you have lighter and deeper tones to help you bring together a great look using that pastel. So here is that palette. Very, very pretty. I have only swatched this and had never used it. So it is my goal to do a look or two from this palette for you all before summer gets here. Okay. Okay, here we are with Cara Beauty's Beyond the Sky. And this has some very beautiful shades that are pastel, especially this pink and this green here, which looks like this. Very, very pretty. On here, this is pulling like way pink, but it is a pinky orange type of shade. And so on my arm, it looks a little orange, but those two there. Also with Cara Beauty in her Duo series, she has, you had me at Aloha. And I mean, look at all these pastels just all through here. This pastel yellow, some pinks, this corally looking shade, some greens, some lavenders, and I have these three to show you. Beautiful pastel shades. And what I like about these pastels that I'm showing you, they're not chalky at all. So you're going to get a nice wash of color and not just a chalky white type of, you know, some of the shades do that, you know. All right, and then this one is Ultra Mauve. I do have an Ultra Mauve 4 look video that I'm trying to get out for you, but my computer doesn't like me right now. So yeah, working on it. But here are the Pastel Rose, the first three that I used in one of my looks using these pastel shades and even these shimmers. I just love this palette. This is just one of my favorite palettes. It has so many colors, and look at how this pastel shade is so deep, you know, and these colors are just so pigmented. So definitely like this one if you're ever looking for this Mercari, and it's anywhere from $30 to $40 depending on how much they are charging. Be right back. Okay, now we have a few more palettes where there are going to be some shades that are pastel, and these four I can show you all together. Everybody knows that these are the Sweet Shop palettes from BH Cosmetics, and each one of these has four shades that are shimmers and four shades that are mattes. This one is the Cotton Candy, which has the pinky purpley shades, and just about every single one of these down here is a pastel shade. And look at this shimmer and these two here. This is going into mid-tone level, but again, that's just to help deepen up your shade, deepen up your corners when you're doing a look using these shades. I mean, every single one of these has pastels in it. This is the Orange Sorbet, right? So the whole top row just about are very nice pastels. Pistachio palette, which is green. This whole side right here, pastel shades. Look at those, and they're very, very pigmented. Look at that. Wow. And then here is the Bubblegum Sweet Shot palette. And again, mostly this side that will have your pastels. And I mean, they're just beautiful and pigmented. Next is, oh, I forgot about this one. I pulled this because I haven't used it yet, and I've been dying to use these two shades that are in here. This is the Saharan 2 by Juvia's, and I love this shade here, which is a nice mint blue shade, and then this one called Marrakesh, which is a corally shade. And I mean, again, you can't go wrong with pigmentation from Juvia's Place. And then the last one in this category is the Plan in Makeup by Yolanda Jam Rock Extreme. And this has a nice blend of shades that are darks, your mid-tones, and then up here at the top are your pastels. Look at how beautiful this palette is. I've used this once. I did not record it, so I think I will try to be sure to do that before we get to June. All right, now we're going into the palettes that are probably 90% or at least all of the shades are going to be pastels, but here are all the pastels from those previous palettes. You can't go wrong. Okay, I have my last pile of palettes that are mostly or all pastels. And again, I'm pulling pastels that you probably already have in your collection. I will link where you can purchase these palettes, and the only ones that I know for sure are not being made anymore by the company are the BH Cosmetics ones, because this company sold themselves to a different brand. I can't remember which one, and I don't want to say the wrong one, so I'll just say there's another brand that bought this company. And but you can find these on Mercari or probably Poshmark, maybe even eBay or Etsy. So they are out there to be found. So that's why I did go ahead and include them, but also included them because I kind of feel like a lot of us have at least one or two of these in their collection because these were hot the year that they came out, which I believe was 2020. All right, so starting with another BH Cosmetics palette, and this is the October palette for the, what was it they did? The gemstones. And mine is Opal, and I have not used this yet, y'all. I bought it the month of my birthday, and yeah, still waiting to use it. I'll try to use it before summer. Next, oh, this palette by Juvia's Place made it into the pastel because these are very light shades. They are kind of silvery as well, but these are very nice light shades of blue, like mint blue, very, very icy and just so cool. And I like this palette a lot. All right, next is the Clarity Cosmetics Summer Amazing palette. And yes, two are missing because for some reason they completely turned to powder. Never seen anything like it in my life. Open up the palette and it was all coming out. So those two are gone, and I'm praying that the other shades do not do this, but this entire palette was pastel shades. Very pretty. You probably need to pull in another one or two shades to deepen up the look, but it works. It's amazing. Very beautiful shades. All right, also from BH Cosmetics. Now, this is old as dirt. So some of you may have them. If not, I'm sorry, but I just found this as I was decluttering. And I noticed how many pastel shades are in here. And this was their foils type of formula, which I really don't think, based on what we see today, they're really foils. But back then, which was probably 2010 maybe, yeah, they had these. And used to get the palettes that had like 40 billion shades. You'd open it up and then you'd open it up some more, and there were like these little teeny shades, but you get like 100 of them. Yeah, we fought for those. But this is very pretty. And I know that this is probably breaking down, but I mean, look at that. Look at that. So I don't know if I'm holding on to this for sentimental value or if I'm going to try to use it. It is a little, yeah, you could tell it's starting to break down and it's not the best quality now. But back then it was amazing. Here's the lilac. You're allowed, I've already showed you this, but just including it in this section that these are all pastels except for these two right here, which help give you that deepening that you may need in your crease or your outer corner or your inner corner or wherever you wanted to go. Here's the Pastels Lilac Palette by Huda Beauty. My sister gave this to me, I think, for my birthday, and please don't be mad, but I have not even used it yet. I was so upset that I didn't get it, and that's when she got it for me, and I was like, oh, this is so nice, and then I haven't even used it. But it's pretty. It's intimidating, though, because there's no dark shade in there, so I might have to pull these two together and just get that dark, just to help this one out. But, it's very pretty. I like it. Pastel. Let me swatch it. I don't even think I've swatched it. Okay, ooh, that is pretty. Very shimmery. Let's do a matte. Well, so we got the matte shade here. Okay, not bad. And then the shimmer there. So nothing groundbreaking, but nice pastels, lilac shades. This is the Hello Kitty and Friends palette that was a Christmas palette until you opened it. I I could not stop talking about how this just threw me completely because I'm like, this is spring. This is not winter. This is not ice skating and snow and making snow angels. This is spring. This is we're about to go out and pick flowers and have a picnic. So if you look at the top, these are all pastel shades. And so I have used this palette. It's very pretty, but it's not a winter palette. So here from Colourpop, we have On Cloud Blue. Very beautiful. I love this. And of course, I'm glad they have this one shade, but these are all mostly pastel shades and they are beautiful. And I just like this palette. I've used it once or twice and I do plan to reach for it some more. And there's your blue and what color is this? This is like a topper, very minty kind of glittery shade. Yeah, it's pretty. All right, this palette shocked me. This palette right here is one of my favorite pastel shade palettes. Blew me out of the water. I don't like Sailor Moon. I know my daughter watched it when she was younger, but I never watched it. I didn't really know what was going on, who the character was, or anything like that. But when Colourpop did the collab, I was like, I want to try it. Look at this. This palette is amazing. Every time I use it, I get gorgeous looks and compliments. This is such a beautiful palette. Look at how much I've been dipping into that. These shades are so pretty and I really like this palette. I need to reach for it some more. Ugh, look at that. These shades are just, they were shocking. This is not what I was expecting. Even with the formula, it's so pretty. And I don't know if you can see, but there's shimmer in all of the mattes down here. So, so pretty. Look at that. It's hard to get a nice yellow. This palette, shocking, surprised me. And the last palette, my favorite one next to this is the Ice Cream Dream palette by Glam Light. And it is about 50%, maybe a little bit more, pastels. Look at this. amazing. Beautiful, beautiful shades from top down to bottom. So you got your pastel shades here, you got your pastel shimmers, and then you start moving into your midtones. And if you want to do a nude look, you can, because they have all these nude shades as well. This palette is so pretty. And every year I cannot wait until summer so that I can play with this palette. And like I said, it's not like you can't do these any other time of year, but this just screams spring. I mean, it just does. Look at those shades. So gorgeous. So that is the end of my collection of pastel palettes. Again, all of these palettes are available to shop for, except for the BH Cosmetics ones. You may find them on Mercari, Etsy, what is that called? Etsy, eBay, Mercari. I said that already. Poshmark. You can find them. So doubt if they'll be in the store. Let me take that back. I have seen some of these in the stores, so you may be able to find it. But I just hope that this gave you the motivation to go through your collection and see if you can find palettes that already have those pastels, so that you don't have to shop and you can pull some nice pastel looks together before we get to the end of spring. So that is the end of this video. I hope that you liked what I showed you, and I hope that you will put some comments down in the section below, comment section below, to let me know what palettes you have that you like to use that are pastels. And if you do a pastel look, let us know in the comments how that look turned out for you. So I hope that you all enjoy the rest of your evening, because it's evening here. You know what we say around here, actually. Whatever, blah, blah. You know what we say around here. Whether it is day or evening, whatever it is, wherever you are, I hope that is good. Don't forget to pray, because we really, really need it. And then don't forget to slay. All right, ladies. Bye.